Welcome back, everybody. Josh Kane ready to rumble in this one and on his toes to break in this first frame against Stevie Dempsey to find out our final semi-finalist. Stevie Dempsey's going to get first chance in this one, and it's Stephen Jameson with you here on the comms alongside Nick Finn.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yellow balls in play.
Yeah, last of these 4 quarter-final matches, and some would say save the best till last. This is a great lineup.
Yeah, it's been a very, very good series of quarterfinals. And get the feeling that this one is a particularly meaningful one for these two players. Both of these guys would dearly, dearly love to win an event this year. End in style. Slightly different reasons. Oh, it's going to be a foul. And Stevie Dempsey's going to get
ball in hand.
The first proper chance.
Yeah, still.
It's not exactly great, is it?
Yeah, still work to do. But having ball in hand.
Yeah, he can just continue to control, can't he? He might play the loss of turn here, I think.
Yeah, I think just
hide the yellow.
Clears the red from the pocket. Hides the cue ball in behind these 2 yellows.
Yeah, just like that.
Takes control. Now he's got a few balls near that middle pocket that he can use to develop the situation at the bottom of the table as well. So advantage Stevie Dempsey in the frame. Still 2 problem areas for yellows. I think Stevie's going to deal with one of those now. Just it's not quite what he wanted. It works of a fashion because I think he's now possibly left a 3-ball plant. May just be able to. I don't know. That may be there. Just really depends on the angle.
Yeah, I think it sort of works.
Yeah.
I think Josh has just got to try and stay in this match here.
Yeah, he needs to put some cover across that 8-ball. That's okay, that works. But yeah, Stevie was trying to leave that yellow out in the open so he could use it to develop his other ball. Now we find out whether he can manufacture that plant.
Well, some serious mileage still to come in this first frame of the quarterfinal.
That's better. That's what he wanted. Just that ball to the left-hand side of the pocket.
Well, Josh has been made to work really hard here. Not exactly the first frame he'd have wanted. I think that's for sure. Must have been touching the ball, just rolls into the rail. The thing is for Josh here, if Josh is to somehow win this frame, it's going to take a while. He's really, really got to plug away at this to get himself back into contention because he's a long, long way behind in it. And it's difficult for him to do that because he's constantly got to think about making sure he doesn't let Stevie in as well.
Yeah, desperately doesn't want to open up the yellow, just wants to make Stevie develop the yellow that's next to the red. But the more he keeps nudging it, the more chance there is that he's going to push that yellow open. Did he get the cushion? Yeah, looks like it. But now that yellow is open.
I don't think he's quite got the angle, but I was wondering if you could maybe find a way to try and pop that red over the top left corner pocket. Is there a way you can brush off the yellow and go along the top rail? I think it's too far away from the top rail.
Keeping Josh out of the cosh and just push that yellow a little bit further along the rail, so if he gets a similar shot to the one he had last time, that yellow will pass the red to the left pocket, so Josh just needs to make sure. So much so he's looking, he doesn't really want to play into this red, so he's just looking at the one cushion escape. Recognises that Stevie has still got that ball tied up on the left hand side.
He's going. Yeah, I can see why. I can see why. I think he almost got to the point where he's like, you know, I've got a half chance at going here. If I take it and I get it, you know, I might be able to do something. But I think that was all he was restricted to. He might not have got a better chance, was his decision making there. Stevie's still got plenty of work to do on the yellows. That is a lovely shot though. Oh, it could have come out nicer, but I think he's on the angle to develop it straight away if he wants.
Yeah. 8 ball is really his problem here. As you say, he's got the angle now, but he's looking up table. Just thinking about clearing these two at the top of the table. I think the plan is to...
Yeah, I don't think you can turn down this angle, that's the thing. He's so well on it. I think you've got to take this now, even though in an ideal world... Oh, Stevie, that's again. Sloppy.
Nothing here either. Needs to be careful here. That's clever. Well, I don't think he's quite covered the one to middle. I think had that red travelled another roll, he would have only left a horrible plant to middle. But actually, Josh can get through this gap. So, swings to Josh now, and he's the one with only one bad ball. Look to leave an angle here. Obviously, he didn't have a good angle on the one to middle. Otherwise, he'd have tried to come above the red on the left-hand side to come and attack that problem at the bottom of the table. So he's going to have to go up table now and then work his way back down. Still doesn't have the right angle. He's looking now. Leave the one to middle. Doesn't have to do too much to develop that red. Only needs to nudge into it, and he'll leave the red above it, into the middle. So it's a decent chance here. Just come down, almost like a full ball contact. I mean, you've got a fairly big target. Even if you hit the gap between the red and yellow, it'd be hard for this not to come out. May have a choice of 2 after this shot. And does.
That's lovely.
Could take either here. Just depending on preference. Whatever he feels is easiest to get onto the 8 ball. The closer you get to the 8 ball, the straighter you land on it, the easier it will be. The target will be on the cushion just above the middle pocket. Just about there.
I mean, he's played that inch perfect.
10-minute frame to open the account.
Yeah. And a big frame win for Josh Kane. It's not the one that he would have liked. I think everyone almost wants to start with, you know, a nice break and run, get themselves into the game, get themselves into a bit of rhythm. No rhythm here whatsoever. It was a real tester. And Josh will be absolutely delighted to get out the other side of that.
What a break. I mean, this is just what the doctor ordered when we had that edgy first frame. And Stevie's lost it, but just a little flick with 2 reds towards the bottom right hand side. Shouldn't matter too much, but they would have been easier where they were. Oh wow, holy moly, what have you done there, Stevie?
At the base level, in big quarterfinals, you have to be able to at least get yourself in the position to win matches. The last frame, Stevie's been a bit unlucky. It's not quite come out to him. You know, it's high level stuff that wasn't.
No.
You can't make those kind of mistakes in a match like this.
He played it pretty much dead weight, so maybe just a finger mark that took it away. I mean, it didn't look like it rolled off. That's a horrible flick to Josh. That's tied up one of the reds. Both players making hard work of this at the moment. All the reds were there. Now he's got a problem ball, which he's created himself. It may just still pass to right centre through the gap of the red and the yellow. Maybe just. He's got a couple of choices here. He's got the one to top, but he's also got the one to bottom right through the gap. And develops that red. That's a nice shot. That's a really good recovery. And a golden chance for Josh to take the opening 2 frames. Would have been okay if both balls dropped there, but it makes life a bit easier. Now it hasn't. So you can get closer to this 8 ball. Yeah, that's nice. Use the side cushion to make sure he's coming into the line of the 8 ball. Again, a good lesson there for club players. Some people would have been tempted to screw straight back, but when you screw straight back, you're playing the cue ball across the line that you want to play onto, and it makes your window, your margin of error, much smaller. By screwing back to the side cushion there, you're playing into the line of the 8 ball and the line that you want to be on to pot it, and your margin of error becomes huge. Let's just see this miss again, just to see whether he was trying to steal the pocket. No, it didn't look like it was rolling away. I think he was just trying to nick the ball to the left-hand side, because he needed the cue ball to come across to take the red up into top left. I don't think he quite had the right angle, so he was just trying to nick a little bit.
Semi-finals coming up in both the Women's Pro Series and the main Pro Series as well. Josh Kane breaks off, very successful break, and another good chance for Killer Kane in the women's side of things. We've got 2 quarterfinals that have been completed. Kirsty Davis and Mary Talbot are both through to the semi-finals. They're in separate halves of the draw. Kirsty Lee's awaiting the winner of Amy Beecham and Becky Watkins, and Becky Watkins currently 5-4 up on champs there. And in the other quarter-final, Lucy Smith having a really good run this weekend. Lucy, she's 3-1 on Megan Proctor. Still a long way to go in that one. But Becky Watkins 2 away against Amy Beecham. Kirsty Davis getting the job done. Barbara Taylor 7 frames to 4 with that victory. Josh Kane here playing for a passage through to the semi-finals where he'd meet Jack Whelan.
Just got a fiddly little shot here. Didn't have much of a window to play into and couldn't play that any harder. Would have loved to have just had a slightly better angle to just stun across. What he was trying to do there was screw into the yellow on the left hand side and push into the red, into the top red of those 2, break out of that red and leave himself on the bottom one, but he just got it slightly wrong. That was a tough shot. He was just straighter than he needed to be. As I say, if he had the other angle, he could have just stunned into that top red, and he was away here. Now he's left with a perilous little plant. I mean, this would be hard as a pot, let alone a plant.
Just
me.
Couldn't have been any closer. He's played it absolutely pocket weight, and it has just fallen in. But in doing so, he's not on his next ball. So it's good news, bad news for Josh Kane. I don't even think the double goes.
He's got a wafer thin cut on this red. I mean, it will cut. But the cue ball's going to be flying.
Shots. Oh, he's in off. Wow.
Foul.
Wow.
Ball in hand.
Yeah, you got to say, you just can't account for that. You know the cue ball's going to be tracking. You know that you're always risking that, but it's just a little bit unlucky. On another day, that hits, knuckle, and comes out and leaves himself on the one on the bottom cushion. Not today. And that was half a chance there for Josh Kane to extend the lead.
Yeah, and a tough chance, but a chance all the same.
Yeah, you've got to
And
take
at
it now,
2-0, it almost, in a strange way, it feels more important to win that frame at 2-0 up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really put the pressure on.
Yeah, because importantly, this one's against the serve, so it's Stevie gets it, he breaks in the next. There's the angle on the one to middle to go up table, so I'm taking it now.
Very good counter clearance from Stevie Dempsey. Back in the hunt at 2-1.
Cue ball just hops off the front. That's a yellow.
We'll take these.
Yeah, what a layout.
We'll take these.
Every ball has a pocket. Reds look very, very good.
Yellows aren't even that bad if it was simple on the opener, but it will be reds. They are about as wide open as you could wish.
Red balls
The
in.
only one he's got to do a little bit of work on is just the one at the top of the screen on the overhead there, the one that's natural home, looks like the left centre. but it's not exactly a lot of work, is it?
No, no. But he's got the two. He's got the two reds to the right of the 8-ball, which will naturally afford position to that one. He just needs to leave an angle on the uppermost one of the two. He may come down now. Try and leave that angle. He's just going to deal with. He didn't have the angle. He was a bit too straight, which is why he had to screw out. But he's pretty much plumb now. It's just on the cushion, but he's absolutely fine. He doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball. He can drop this red in. And he's left with the right angle on the one to opposite middle. And from where that red is, it's pretty much a natural line just to be able to play the red to right corner and drift across that one on the left-hand side to middle. And play this pretty much as a stop shot. May draw back a couple of inches.
Yeah, wants to come up slightly inside this red to the left centre, so he can actually drop down then for the final red remaining. Yeah, that's lovely.
Dear me, Stevie.
Oh, he's overplayed it so much. He's on it.
He gave that the absolute beans. I mean, he's overhit it by a foot.
Yeah, which is why I was slightly surprised. You know, I think he could have taken this red that he's playing now previously. He's on the red to the bottom right then. I can see why he didn't want to. You know, 8-ball connections aren't maybe ideal and all the rest of it, but that was a tricky little shot, and it's far from the best shot he's ever played. He's overhit it so much. He's on it. Top right. Oh, this will hurt.
Yeah, that could have gone all kinds of wrong.
Sort of finish that stings for your opponent.
Yeah, Joshua just had an inkling of hope there when that cue ball was tracking towards the red. Because if it gets any closer to the red, I mean, and certainly even if it's not dead straight to the top corner, then when they're that close together, it's awkward to pick the line.
Oh, we are 2-2 after all of that. Stevie the broken run. But it's been far from a vintage so far from the hammer.
Foul.
Oh, how'd you like it?
Ball in hand from Bork. Time running.
First semi-finals ready to go on the conclusion of this game. Well, it won't be on the conclusion of this game. It's going to be about 5 o'clock this evening. It's going to be Arf and Dad against Ronan McCarthy. Jack Whelan awaits the winner of this match.
Extension. Extension court. Yellow ball's in play.
needs to manage this shot. This is key. Couldn't have come out much nicer for Stevie D. Oh, that's a lovely shot.
Yeah.
Really played that well.
So well judged. It's a fairly natural line, but picked it perfectly well.
Three in a row for Stevie D. Mentioned how big it could be to put together runs like this when it feels like everything's a bit up in the air. And that is the old faithful. Can't hit much better than that.
Yeah, that's why he's called the hammer. I mean, it wasn't anywhere near full power, but great split, great timing. Messy though. Cluster of 5 balls up on the top left-hand side. Doesn't have an opener on yellows. He's got a plant on reds or a thin cut to bottom corner. But how do you attack from here? How do you get into that cluster at the top of the table? So it's going to be the yellows. It's going to be a plant on yellows, and send the cue ball up there. Could all come out here. Could all go wrong as well. And that's not exactly what he was looking for. But he gets on yellows.
Got some similarities to the first frame, this one.
Yeah.
Stevie's got the preferred colour set. And Josh has got a chance for this frame. It won't be at first visit though, that's for sure.
I don't think there's too much between either. Those all reds here. That's nice. Well, just wanted to make sure that he didn't mess up that pack and open up the yellows. He was happy to leave Stevie yellow to middle, knowing that he couldn't attack from there. So again, just another containing shot, and it's going to be more of the same from Josh.
Looks pretty wedged in behind.
Only 5 frames played. The clock coming up to just under half an hour gone. Don't see this one getting to 7 unless someone really does take the ball by the horns and take off from here. Because this frame's certainly going to take a few more minutes. if he's posting a ball there, that suggests that he's going to pull the trigger, because there's no way you want to put a ball here unless you can see the finishing line. He's left an angle on the yellow that's at the bottom of the cluster. He's going to take this one off the table first, and quite rightly so, because he's on it and it's a difficult ball to land. He wants to leave a similar angle. Yeah, he's got it. So the breakout shot, put the yellow top left, cue ball into the cushion and into the pack. He needs this to come out. Key shot. Took his eye off the pot. Where are we? It's been a bit fortunate that yellow coming back. Josh would have had a nice simple red to the top right pocket and a decent angle to get on the one to the left hand side. Can't quite see. Oh, is he still on this one? Does it pot above the red? If he does, then he's in really good shape. Yes, it does. Now, difficult to see from here whether whether he can leave that red, whether he can get through to the potting angle, but he does have a nice angle to come over and cannon the yellow. If not, looks like it's going to be the cannon. Oh no, he got that all wrong. Didn't get anywhere near enough into the cue ball. That wasn't a difficult shot. And to miss the yellow altogether, I mean, ideal there would have been pretty much a full ball contact on that yellow. Yeah, I mean, even a glancing blow wouldn't have done it. So to miss the yellow altogether means, you know, he's misjudged that by a full ball width, which over that kind of distance is just not good.
That's not good either. Not guaranteed for Stevie to get out here. There's probably a case for him maybe playing a loss of turn and maybe hiding the cue ball behind the yellow in the middle of the balk area.
Yeah, that's definitely the shot he's looking at. Going to take this yellow off the table first, and I think he plays that shot now. Don't think, I mean, he may just be able to play this dead weight and cover both the yellows, cover both the reds with the yellow just below the bulk line, but if not, he can stun across behind the other one. He looks disappointed, but has he left a gap between red and yellow to be able to get through to the one closest to the pocket? If he has, then that really is not a good shot. If he's only left the plant, then the plant is horrible. I reckon I mean, judging by the way his shoulders dropped, I think Josh is through the gap here. Shouldn't ever be leaving this gap. Oh, he was. There's one more good shot. One more good shot, one more good cue ball. No good. Close look to see whether the yellow below the bulk line passes to the left corner. He decides that it does, so just about the 8 ball. He's not going to be trying to move it. He's just going to try and play short position, I think. backhanded into the 8, but I think there's too much danger in that. I think if you target the red below the 8 ball, you're pretty much guaranteed a shot on the 8. So cushion first 4-ball contact into that red. Oh, he's come past it. Dear me, what are we watching?
It's been a fun one, this.
Wowee.
You got the sense right from the first frame that the sort of tone was set in the match, that we were going to have some fun and games and it'd be a bit back and forth.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that wasn't a simple shot, but he's missed the line by a ball and a half. He's got away with it, of a fashion.
Yeah, of a fashion. I mean, he'd still obviously rather be on the 8 ball and knocking it in, but
yeah, I know. But
this is far from easy for Josh.
The problem is here. I mean, Josh just simply cannot attack. He doesn't have a double. I mean, he could double to middle, but you can't get the cue ball to the top of the table. This could have come out so much nicer for him, and he can't leave the cue ball down here because it just gives Stevie a 1-cushion escape.
Oh, fair play. That's an unbelievable effort.
Yeah. I mean, it was all about the cue ball there.
If that flies in, by the way, that's maybe maybe shot of the weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
That was an incredible effort from Josh. Really unlucky.
The priority there was to get the cue ball to the top right-hand side of the table to make it as difficult as possible to Stevie, and that was objective number 1, and he got it.
Oh, Stevie's miles off there.
Yeah, that was
miles off.
That was a really tough pot.
It was.
Yeah.
I expect him to get a bit closer though.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe on an ordinary day. This has been a bit of a grind here, and I don't think any player's anywhere near their best.
It's a huge frame now, though, with 14 minutes left on the clock. You know, Stevie has that to go 4-2. That's a big advantage at this point. But again, he could have left it easier for Josh. I mean, Josh is unlucky here because Stevie's left him pretty much dead straight on that red to middle, and Josh couldn't manufacture any angle whatsoever. I mean, on the last 2 occasions when Stevie's had a bit of a punt at it, he could have left Josh so much easier.
Yeah, agreed. You can see Josh is going through it as well, written all over his face. Can he recover the situation?
Well, one of 2 outcomes here. Josh is either going to have a really tough 8 ball,
or Stevie will have it.
Will. I mean, it's not tough, but it's a test of the way they've been playing.
Oh, there's no guarantees on this shot at all. Everything's possible here in this game.
Yeah.
Heart of the pocket. Josh Kane's going to take a minute to step outside, and so too is Stevie Dempsey. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea. We'll be back in a second. Both really just to have screwed their heads back on, because that last frame was all a little wild. And in truth, this match has been a little wild. There's still time for both results. 13 and a bit minutes left, 4-2. Don't think either of these fellas is going to get to 7 unless maybe Stevie wins the next 3. Josh well in this game. Stevie far from comfortable. Each frame right now feels like a real battle. And here comes the next in the instalment, frame 7. Josh Kane first shot. He's looking at reds. And it's one of those where if he gets his cue ball right, you absolutely fancy him for these. But so far, on quite a lot of the finishes, there's been good starts but not good conclusions to these sorts of frames.
You still feel that this is anyone's. It really is. I mean, Stevie's got that 2-frame advantage, which obviously is big for him, but you just feel that this is still anyone's because neither player has really stamped their authority on it. That last frame, I just saw both of them in the toilet actually, and they definitely.
Oh, did you join them for is that a reconnaissance mission? Was it, Nick?
It was, yeah. just popped in there to see if it was as cold as ice in there, and they weren't even looking at each other. And Stevie walked out first, and Josh was like, "Oh." I mean, it was, let's be fair, 2 massive pieces of luck in that last frame from Stevie. I mean, it's subtle luck, but both times that Josh came to the table after Stevie had a go at it, he could have expected a way easier finish than he had. He just didn't get a chance.
Rip.
Anyway, that's a very good clearance, and he just keeps that pressure on. Is that I think that's the first breaking dish we've had of the match, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Stevie might have had one actually. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Trying to think back, but yeah, maybe right.
There's not been many one visit frames.
No.
It has been mixy from these two.
Well, he gave that the kitchen sink when it's wide open and it's dry. Josh Kane fairly leaps out of his seat. 11 minutes left. They're going to be in 15-second territory in just a minute.
As if it needed it. Goodness me. There's one thing this game didn't need for 2 blokes who are patently obviously struggling out there. Is a 6 red shootout. May still have one of those.
Maybe.
But for a 15-second shot clock to come in. Amy has gone hill with Becky Watkins, so winner of that frame will be on next on our main arena table.
For me, the yellows were better here just because they were wide open, but he didn't have an opener, so he was forced into going reds. And the only reason I say it is just because the reds are just traffic. Oh, nearly lost that cube behind the yellow. If that sits on top of the yellow, then this next shot is horrible. I mean, it's not
easy anyway.
No.
You can get to the centre of the cue ball though, I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a simple shot this. Oh, it was just straight in. I thought it was slightly offset, but
Yeah.
no, it was straight into the inside of the jaw, so it was okay. But 4 in a line along the bottom rail, these are just fiddly and tricky sometimes.
He's okay here. He's on the far yellow, which really opens up everything. That's a real bonus being on that ball, because he takes that off the table and now nudges this red. The only thing, just finished a tiny bit straight, so he's going to have to punch this. He needs to get back out. Just wobbles, but it's okay. We're going to 4s apiece.
Yeah, almost in a way obvious that this was going to happen. It's the sort of game that demanded it. But Josh Kane, when he's needed to, he's pulled out 2 off the break here since almost the break, because both players took some time out of the arena, composed themselves. Josh Kane has come back and has dished 2, and we're level at 4 each. 4 each then. 8 minutes and 59 seconds to play.
Crunched.
It's a tough try, that's a really tough try.
That's a couple he's had now.
Little bit of work though, this isn't an easy layout.
Oh, extension.
Reds are quite nice until you see the one top right.
Oh, what a kiss. What a kiss that was on that red. I think he's left the perfect angle to come across and develop that red. Oh, he did.
Oh, how'd you like it?
Wow. A little bit fortunate, because
Can we say luck of the Irish?
it's certainly not as played, but he's getting a little bit of the rub of the green at the moment. Josh will certainly feel that way. It's okay, he's got a nice angle. Doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball. He can just kind of almost just a little screw, stun screw shot, playing with right hand side, just to bring the cue ball back over to the right hand side. It's a really nice shot to play, actually. It's a comfortable shot.
Yeah.
And nice angle here. Just stun down into the 8 ball and leave himself on his last ball to bottom left. What a reply. Well, we said 6-all was unlikely. Well, 4 breaking dishes. Very doable. That's one of them.
What a time for these two to kick into gear.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of luck at the start of that finish, a little trace. But a fabulous finish from then on from Stevie Dempsey as he leads 5 frames to 4.
His break has been working for him so far in this match. Needs another. Oh, just at the right time too. Look at the reds. Well, look at the yellows. It's going to be reds, I think. No, it's going for the yellow. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, an interesting one.
You could have made a case for either, but I think probably the deciding factor is the red just at the top of the line. It doesn't go to bottom right, bottom left. He would have had to land on it to one of the middles. Oh, Josh will be fuming because
Extension
these
call.
just can't have come out any easier. Assume the one closest to the cue ball. Sorry. Yeah, the one he's cueing past is the other one, because he certainly wouldn't have left the plant, so let's just drop past. He's played for the one on the left. Just... he's okay, he can cue to the back of the ball. I thought he was slightly hampered, but he's not.
Oh, he's played a good shot there. A little bit of work to do though.
Yeah, he's just straight, but it's fine. He's got an angle. Doesn't want to finish on the cushion. Doesn't want to be.
I think you almost have to raise the butt of the cue a bit here, yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. He can just stun through the reds, through the gap of the 2 reds.
Oh, Stevie.
Wowee. I thought he could stun through the gap of the 2 reds. Just
almost
come
towards the line of the top right corner pocket.
Exactly, yeah, to leave the 8 ball. Maybe that line wasn't quite there. Has he got this to middle? Does it pass the red? Again, if it does, oh, he's got the double.
It's a dagger, isn't it? It's an absolute dagger.
But with 4 minutes left on the clock, if he's thinking I've still got a chance and I'm in this, which that's where he needs to be, that's where his mind needs to be. I'm still in this.
These yellows are unbelievable. I mean, the reds aren't bad. What a break that was to pull out from Josh Kane.
Yeah,
he's got options here.
Yeah, reds it's going to be a quick clearance here.
Red ball's in play.
And he could easily be back in this.
Right, this is, if ever there's a game that has screamed at us from frame number 1, shootout, it's this one. Just so you know, coming up next it will be Amy Beecham taking on Kirsty Davis. Fantastic game in prospect, that one. Amy getting over the line against Becky Watkins, 7-6. Wednesday Hill decide. It's a tough one to take for Becky, who was well up in that game, but you can never count a champion out.
Just drop this dead weight. It's good. It'll go direct, but he can also use the yellow if he wants to. Just chops it in dead weight. 2 minutes 40 is going to be left on the clock.
Free.
The cue ball comes to a halt. 2:41. So he has time. He needs a chance.
If there's anybody you'd want to make a ball for break here and run clock, it probably would be Stevie Dempsey. He's exceptional with his clock moves.
He's only going to be able to, well, especially now. I mean, there's so many balls gone in.
Well, you can see there, just the top left corner of the picture. I just saw a bit of movement in Josh's corner. I think he's given up the ghost. He thinks it's all over.
Extension called.
It's not absolute gimme that he's got that red on the side cushion that he does need to do something with. And
he could play 4 shots here and take the best part of a minute off the clock.
But Josh would still have a minute left, and there's only 6 yellows on the table.
Yeah.
This isn't done and dusted.
I'm almost certain Stevie will leave that red till last. Unless he feels he can really comfortably develop it. I think he lands just above the yellow to the bottom left corner pocket. Last ball for the 8 ball. Because what he'll do there is he'll hang it at the top of the table and will make Josh's counter clearance difficult if he does miss.
Well, this is going to be an intriguing last minute and a half.
You'll hear the beeps on every shot here, and that's by design. That's perfect. Oh, is he? Yeah, he's just below the straight. That's perfect. Just drift in behind this red on the side rail. Play absolute pocket weight, and you fancy him to get it.
I'm not sure he can get across.
He's too straight.
He's too straight.
He just came too far, so it'll be the double. So he won't have that level of insurance, but minute left.
He needs to punch this as well to straighten it up. It's just a fraction low.
This is the 8 ball, basically. This goes in, it's over. And it jaws.
Wowee.
Josh Kane, time to get your skates on. You've got 50 seconds to force a shootout.
He's pedestrian. What's going on, Josh? You've got 48 seconds, my friend. Let's get going. Someone put a rocket up him. What's going on here?
Yeah, you've got to go quick here, Josh. Looks very calm and composed. He must be aware.
Maybe it's just me that's panicking.
Well, we certainly would be if we were out there, wouldn't we? Josh looks like he's taking it in stride.
I mean, he's literally just sauntered out of his chair, but he's played this to absolute perfection. Oh my goodness. We're going all the way here.
We're going all the way. 2 shots away, final 10 seconds.
Needs that cue ball to stop.
Don't
5
be
seconds.
behind the reds, and we're going to a shootout. 1 second left on the clock. Josh Kane has saved it. We're going
That's Sean. 6 red shootout to decide the match.
50 minutes, and we will see who is going to be our final semi-finalist with a 6 red shootout. So, just in case you need it, a quick reminder: cue ball and object ball must be stationary. Rest can still be moving. Clock starts as soon as Josh Kane hits the cue ball, and will finish as soon as the last red hits the back of the pocket. Quickest time wins.
Semi-final place up for grabs for the fastest time. And just that. Oh, that's a great double. He needed that to go in, because if that hadn't, that would have cost him probably 7 or 8 seconds, and this is going to be a fast time.
He may look back on that double as the shot that won it for Josh Kane.
Oh, cue ball needs to stop. That's cost him a couple of seconds. Oh, that really did. That looked like a 21-second time there. That probably cost him 3 seconds, that cue ball tracking.
Yeah, he knows it. It's par, but it could have been excellent.
Yeah.
Maybe wrong there, but here we go. 24.44 to beat. It's come out nice.
Oh, the ball going above the middle pocket. I mean, he should be okay there. Yeah. I think he's got... Oh.
How good is that?
Wowee.
How good is that from Stevie Dempsey? Settles down and thumps in the final reds. What a 6-red shootout, what a match. And the Hammer is an Ultimate Pool Pro Series semi-finalist once
Real
again.
match, Stevie Dempsey.
Brilliant performance in that 6-red shootout after a bit of a mixed performance in the match itself, it's fair to say. That one had a little bit of everything. Josh Kane eliminated at the quarter-final stage. His Pro Series campaign comes to an end in 24.